So Halloween 2. Well, no, Halloween 2018. But it's Halloween 2. But it's not Halloween 2. How many people have said that joke? Probably 1,000. Let me get to the point. Now, for subscribers on this channel, my Deeper Into the Walking Dead episode 903 is coming. I still need about a half a day. I actually was going for a really nice edit, and I was so determined. I wasted like 5-6 hours just tweaking this edit, and essentially it didn't work, but something else came out of that, so you'll appreciate that when you see it. It's so crazy how so much time goes into just like maybe a 20-second clip. The finished product you'll see is only like 20 seconds. But anyway, it doesn't matter. I need another half a day or a day to get that out. It'll most likely be out late tomorrow night. But I'm getting a lot of questions, or I have been getting a lot of questions, asking my thoughts and opinions on the new Halloween movie. I saw it day one. My daughter went to school, and it was when I was sick. And then I was just getting better, and I was like, screw this, I'm taking a day, I'm going to watch the movie. So I went to see it. I enjoyed it enough where I will buy the Blu-ray. I'll probably pick up like the Steelbook when it comes out or something. I don't know if I'm looking forward to a sequel to this. However, it needed another polish. It really needed a good solid polish. There's some stuff to really like in Halloween 2018. Can we just call it the new 2? Halloween, the new 2, because this is essentially the new sequel, the new number 2. Anyway, there's stuff in it that I really did enjoy. I really, really like. And I just want to start this off by saying, or start getting into it by saying, what the hell are some people talking about it being too gory, too gross? I get it, like Halloween 1 wasn't really about that. It was about the tension and yada, yada, yada. But I don't know. Maybe I'm desensitized to it or something, because this wasn't even nowhere near what I was envisioning when people said it's too gory. That's ridiculous. It's fucking Halloween, man. It's a slasher. But anyhow, there was one part where it actually almost broke me during the movie, and this will be the finishing of the spoiler-free section. We're definitely going to go into spoilers for a few minutes, but there's one part where I burst out laughing at first because it looks so dumb and so ridiculous. What happens? And I even contemplated just getting up and being like, that's it, I'm out of here. And I was really enjoying the movie up until that point, but I was really contemplating on just being like, I'm done. After that one moment, what is this shit, you know? But I stuck in there, and I think the ending, again, the concept, I think they were headed in a really good direction. It needed one more polish. And I was actually shocked, because now when I go back and look at interviews, I read what the original ending was supposed to be, and then you read what the ending is now, and there's so much setup for the refilmed ending. It makes you wonder, like, what? I think that is clear evidence that they rushed into this before they had a script that was fully polished. Now, being a writer myself, I know 100% what it's like to get a story arc down and then let it sit, come back to it, repolish it, rework it, and then on the fourth draft, everything falls into place so perfectly. I go, why didn't I think of that from the beginning? Because of this, and this. That is how it should have unfolded. So I definitely understand how they would have went back and looked at it again and been like, oh my God, yes, da-da-da-da. The history and the scarring with Laurie Strode and her daughter, and passing that down. So again, I do want to discuss it, so I have to go into spoilers right now. If you didn't see it, if you're a Halloween fan or a fan of slashers or the concept in general, it's definitely worth watching. It's definitely worth, if you want to wait and just buy it and watch it at home, it's definitely worth a place on your shelf, but it has flaws. It definitely has some serious flaws. Now let's dive into the spoilers. Here's your warning. Now, the thing I'm talking about how the beginning was set up, where Laurie Strode's going through some shit, and I like that she was scarred and traumatized. It affected her entire life after that. Love that concept. But how they kept bringing Michael up, I felt like that's the moment where it should have been polished there, because Michael is getting out now. It's too convenient. We get it. We get the idea. So they should have did it a little more subtle. I think subtlety is the perfect thing that needed to be reworked in that build-up. And then when you have her daughter being scarred, they have this set up perfectly where, it felt like a cage, or my cage, yada, yada, yada. And then you get to the end and it feels so rushed, with the daughter being like, turn it to her daughter and being like, it's not a cage, it's a trap, And in concept, that's a badass idea. Being so traumatized that you end up building essentially this cage to protect you, but it doubles as the trap if they do come out and attack you. If Michael Myers comes after you again, it doubles as that trap. Boom, done. I was like, oh, that's badass. Again, in concept. But on screen, it's so rushed. It's this weird, you could tell it's so rushed just because of those throw-in lines. It's not a cage, it's a trap, da-da-da. Like, I don't know. It needed more setup with her daughter, the daughter's daughter, the granddaughter, and maybe they could have reworked it with a few more lines of dialogue. But there was another moment, I'll tell you, the moment that had me just almost literally walk out and be like, I'm done. I'll just watch it when it comes out on DVD or Blu-ray. I don't watch DVDs. What am I saying? I'm a Blu-ray elitist. Anyway, the doctor, Michael Myers' doctor, it was suspect that he was alive on the bus when everyone else was dead. And right from the gate, I was thinking, he had to have hid, because Michael is a killing machine. There's no stopping him. If he sees that guy there, he's going to kill him. So he had to hide. He couldn't have been involved in it. But I was suspect the whole time, because that's just weird. So then I was like, okay, it's forced in there. And then the doctor kills the cop. And then the most ridiculous, so dumb, so visually stupid and silly, and I burst out laughing unintentionally. It literally just erupted from me. It looks so fun. The image is seared into my brain, how stupid and ridiculous this looked. But the doctor, the little short doctor, kills the cop. And then the granddaughter Strode, is in the car. And she's looking forward. You got the high beams. It's nighttime out. And then the little short stumpy doctor pops up wearing Michael Myers' massive mask. It looks so stupid, yo. That shit was so dumb. And what I thought was, okay, you know what? Because I feel like I've studied enough as far as screenwriting courses, and we're talking over a decade, right? I know where I could look at something and go, okay, listen, they needed to go from A to B, and A, the doctor, gave them the B story moment where it brings Michael and the Strodes together. Because they did do something excellent where Michael is just a killing machine. He's not hunting Laurie. That's such a stupid concept, where Michael's hunting Laurie. Laurie Strode is Michael's sister, and it's so dumb. He should just go and kill whatever's in front of him. Just kill. He runs into kids, he doesn't care. He's, in Halloween 1, we'll break that down in a different day, but I love how he was kind of like this curious, he's a kill machine, but things catch his attention and stuff. So something will catch his attention, and he doesn't have to be like, oh, that catches my attention, but I'm a killer, so I'm killing everyone as he's passing. No, he's, you know what I mean? It's kind of methodical in a way. But anyway, when it gets to the point where the doctor is what connects Michael Myers and the Strode family, I thought, okay, that is why the doctor's in there. And then when I sit back and think about it, I'm like, yeah, well, that's why the doctor's in there. But that's stupid as shit. You didn't even need the doctor in there, because you were halfway there already. Why? Because Michael, coincidentally, and I'll admit, it's a huge coincidence, but it's already in the film. All they could have done is take the doctor out, the ridiculous, stupid shit, and have Michael coincidentally run into the daughter, have the daughter still have the cell phone. That's such a dumb element in the story. Cell phones, I don't even buy the more expensive cell phones. And my cell phone, if you bought it alone, it's like $700. I think I paid $150, and it's with like a plan and stuff like that. But if you just walked in, the day I walked in and bought it, it was like it was like $6.99. You know what I mean? If you just bought the phone straight out. She's not just walking away from her phone. Nowadays, in that timeline, it's most likely, almost definitely, a little bit or a lot waterproof. And that was just Jello. That bitch is going to be fine. You know what I'm saying? So, you don't need to write stupid shit like that. The boyfriend throws the phone in the pudding or whatever the hell, punch, and then she just leaves the expensive-ass phone there. All her stuff in it. The memory card, especially a girl that age, with the memory card, all her information on that shit, she's not going to walk away from that. Who are you kidding? You know, that's so dumb. So she walks away from that. And you didn't even need to do it that way, because the idea was, from a writing standpoint, we need her to lose her phone so she can't get contacted. So the cops have to take the Strodes, and then the cops have to leave, because then we need Michael showing up without like a whole army of cops. We need to start separating characters, but utilize the cops for certain points. You know, you didn't even have to do that. Have her arguing with her boyfriend, just not answer. She's in the moment with her boyfriend. She bounces. You see her click it on silent. It's not that important. You know, she could just click it on silent after the one call and not realize her phone's getting blown up. And then next thing you know, she's arguing. She just wants to be left alone. Her boyfriend tries blowing up her phone, and that's why she stops looking at her phone. That's a perfect shit. Shit like that has happened. I've done shit like that where I'm like, yeah, listen, bitch, I don't want to talk to you. And I just ignored my phone for a few hours. You can do that. And then have her coincidentally run into Michael Myers. And I love what they did with the score, especially all throughout this. I mean, the score was just, man, it was brilliant. You know, I love that. You can have the granddaughter run into Michael just like they did, and then have her get back on her phone, realize her phone's blowing up, get in contact with her grandma, and then her grandma's like, get your ass here. And then Michael could have followed her. Now, I feel like it would have even a greater connection, because Michael doesn't recognize that's the granddaughter. Michael just recognizes the same as with the grandmother in Halloween 1. He's just infatuated with this woman, and he wants to kill her. So he just follows her, just like in Halloween 1. I think that would have been perfect. Now keep in mind, they did that. But they took this doctor just to cover a little bit of distance with the car, which is just so dumb. I had such a problem with that. Anyway, some of the brilliant aspects of this, and then we'll shut this down, because I do want to go deeper into the Halloween franchises, some of the slasher ones. Now that we're starting to kick off the deeper into with The Walking Dead, and I do want to expand into other stuff. I do have plans for maybe like a special deeper into next Halloween, where we can dive into a couple slashers. I don't want to say exactly what, because we have some time to build up before we get there. And it doesn't have to be at just Halloween. We can go deeper into Halloween, the new 2, when the Blu-ray comes out or something. We don't have to wait till Halloween. But anyway, some of the brilliant stuff I like is doing the switch, where he throws Laurie Strode off the balcony, and then he looks, and she's not there. And it's a reversal of when he went off the balcony, and then Loomis looks, and he's not there. You know what I'm saying? So I love that. And then where I hated the line, Happy Halloween, Michael. And it even looked like she was CGI'd in the dark. That looked, in theaters, it looked so weird, you know? And then she attacks him. I like the daughter being like, faking him out. Listen, that part was badass. I was cool with that, because in my head I'm thinking, the backstory we got of the daughter, in my head I'm thinking, nah, bitch, you should not be crumbling like this. You could be scared, you could fumble, sure, but there's a point where you're going to be at least somewhat ready for this. And then when she was like, gotcha, bang, I was like, okay, because that fits the character. So I do like a lot of those moments. I just feel like ultimately, it was, and some of the comedy, I know people are picking the comedy apart. I thought some of it was just dumb and not funny. So for me, it wasn't like, oh, that's some weird comedy moment. I was just looking at it like, this this isn't even enjoyable comedy. This is just, I wish these cops would just shut up. You know what I mean? I was kind of glad when the guy's head got decapitated and turned into a pumpkin. You know what I'm saying? Because, or not pumpkin, but jack-o'-lantern. I was just like, you're not funny. This is not witty dialogue. This is dialogue that's trying way too hard to be funny and witty. It's trying way too hard to be like Shane Black dialogue, and it was just missing the mark by a lot. So I didn't have that, oh, it's too funny. I had that, I know they're trying to be funny, but it's not funny, so I didn't really mind it. I just wished it was out of the script. Anyway, but it didn't hurt the movie experience as a whole. With Halloween 2018, I just still feel like it still has a lot of shining moments, especially some of the kills. There was a lot of fun moments with the camera angles. I love tracking in through the city. It felt alive. It felt fleshed out, especially when you're doing those tracking shots. They can hide the edits and hide the cuts. That's fine. It doesn't have to be one tracking shot, because in the original Halloween, that's not a real one-take track. What they did is I believe it's when Michael Myers is a kid in Halloween 1, when he puts on the mask, they actually hide a cut in there. I think they hide another cut somewhere else, but that's the more obvious moment. But there's other moments like that where you can hide cuts, and I don't think it needs to be like a one-take thing, you know what I'm saying? Oh, real quick, this company called Comet is a TV channel. I thought they were doing a bunch of Halloween stuff for October, but this box came in and it says catch Halloween. It's, if you're interested, it's on Comet. You can look them up at Comet TV to see how that works with their TV station and whatnot. But they sent this little box that has You've Been Bad, Pull Over, chips. I thought it was going to be all horror stuff, but it's a bag of goodies like Halloween candy. That fits. And then we have a blood pack here. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with that. It says blood energy potion. It looks like it's supposed to have, it looks like it's supposed to have fluid in it, like a drink in it. This is real weird. Or at least like a powder to mix the energy drink, because it even says on it like natural punch flavored beverage, and it says shake well. This one is weird, and it has instructions on it. So it was like, wait a minute, did you guys not put in the drink or the powder? Anyway, and there's a T-shirt here too, Nafurutu or whatever the hell. Right here. That's a neat little design on there. But the idea is they got silent classic horror playing at midnight, like every night. Let me read you this real quick, just for those who are interested. Midnight movies, so you can't sleep. Comet TV has the solution with cult classic midnight movies airing Monday through Friday. You can pencil in Night of the Creeps, get sucked into vampires on the Bikini Beach, or do your best to escape the house on Haunted Hill. It's weeknights at midnight, and they didn't pay for this. They just sent this box up and said, hey, you want to open this up and take a look at this stuff? They got Night of the Living Dead, Cockney vs. Zombies, The Falling, After Midnight, Vampires on the Beach. Here's, for those interested, I just want to share this with you guys. If you want to find some classic silent horror classics. Yeah, and then they got Babylon 5 if you're interested in that. So I'm going to look this up more because it talks about sharing photos and stuff, and I think maybe this is for you guys as well. Maybe there's something going on where everyone who's watching can share photos. But yeah, Halloween Marathon. Halloween night, October 31st, starting at 10/9 Central. Nosferatu, Ferratu, whatever. Cabinet of Dr. Something, Phantom of the Opera. Calgary, is that how you say it? A lot of those older ones, I've only ever watched the Phantom of the Opera. I've watched Nosferatu, like parts of it. I don't know what it is, like special bonus, like best of and stuff. Anyway, in like documentaries of horror movies and classics and shit like that. But I just wanted to share that real quick because it wasn't really fitting the show by itself. Again, there's nothing really in it but this and me reading off a piece of paper. So, you horror fans, I'm going to at least eat the candy. You horror fans, if you're interested in that, if you have that channel, that's definitely something I should have looked at too to see if I have that channel. Maybe I check it out. I looked it up on they got a website on it, and it's a nice, clean website. You can go and check it out if you're interested. But leave your thoughts and opinions about Halloween down in that comment box. Let me know if you loved it. It's doing well. It's doing really well. And one good positive for us horror fans is we might see a resurgence of Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Freddy and Jason, we can get more of those movies. We need a reboot of Jason real bad. I might even do my pitch too because I have a screenplay, but I fell in love with the story so much where I think I might just pitch it as a Friday the 13th reboot, and then after that pitch, I think I'm just going to rewrite it and turn it into an original character, give him a cool look. Maybe we can make like a prototype figure, make it look like a NECA figure, and then do some type of pitch here where maybe in 2020 we can do like a short and maybe make that script I have into a short film. I think that shit would be insane. Anyway, thoughts and opinions down in that comment box. I'm done talking. It's your turn.